live in our beautiful new studio.
Love it here.
And I have been practicing, so I'm going to try. We're doing it.
I believe in you.
21 minutes with Ludmila Woodruff.
Perfect.
Ludmila Woodruff.
Well done.
Did I do it?
Yes.
Oh
There
my
you go.
gosh. Okay, pressure's off.
Yeah.
We are calling this episode A Global Perspective on Relationships.
I love it.
Okay, good.
Love it.
Me too.
I love it. I think
We've got some really killer questions lined up, I
do.
feel like.
Yes.
And even just our pre-podcast chat has even brought me more context. So I know you're ready for this because you've done lots of speaking engagements and you have a podcast of your own.
Yes.
So we like to start ours out with an icebreaker question.
Exciting. It's like a date. It's like a date.
It is
It is like
it's
a day.
fun.
Dip your toes in a little bit.
Yes. Okay, we know that you're from Poland and you speak many a language. My question to you is, what is the one phrase that you still struggle to translate?
So I think, because we speak about being emotionally naked for high performance, which is very difficult, I think the phrase that says, I know you love me, but I'm not emotionally met by you, or I'm not met by you, it's so difficult to translate. Because love is expressed in so many different ways in different cultures. In some cultures, people express love by loyalty, by sacrifice, by financial provision. And, what I've been learning is that not a lot of people understand emotional connection and attunement, as in emotional intelligence, as love.
Yeah.
So we can love somebody very deeply, but might be not meeting them emotionally, right? We'll be in a complete emotional disconnection while loving someone.
Completely.
Yeah.
Happens very often. So I think this is a very, interesting phrase to translate because it has to come with understanding what does that even mean in a specific culture to be met in a relationship. So
Yeah.
Man, she just picked up a shovel and started digging. I love it. Well, this is going to be great.
Thinking too, like it's not just culture, but like your environment growing up, who like is in your life and around you. Yeah.
and your family unit.
Yeah.
So you look at different families and the family values.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. And like in relationships, I teach my clients what are your values, what are your non-negotiables. Many people don't even know when they are dating or they are married.
Wow.
We just wish for luck and we think,
Yeah.
we think, oh, it's going to work out. Or,
Yeah.
we say we are unlucky in relationships. We are not unlucky. We are just lacking skills
Okay.
and awareness. So as you say, it's family, what is normal for your family, what you have been modeled, and also culturally. I lived in Belgium for a long time, and in Belgium, I'm a very expressive person, and I love being out there, and I love to communicate and meet people. Where Belgian culture is more calm, reserved. Yes, it takes time to get to know people. So I had a very hard time fitting in because.
You're like, tell me your story. Tell me
your
everything.
story. Just talk to me,
You're
and,
like,
and
whoa.
yes, too much, too quick. So again, it's like with dating, what's too much, what's too fast, what's too deep. And again, in relationships and cultures and family units, we just need to understand our background. And I often say, it's so good at some point to understand your own patterns and background and your partners, because most likely when you have a disagreement or you can't see eye to eye, you will be dealing with those very deeply ingrained patterns of culture, language, family unit, transgenerational, beliefs that were given to you. And very often when we are in those conflicts, we meet the inner child of our partner. And if we don't understand what the inner child is or ours, we think we are fighting about the dishes or the garbage, and we are really fighting about, can you really see me?
Love.
For sure.
Can you see me? Do you see how much I carry? Can you acknowledge me for how much I'm giving here? So it's very interesting.
Woo. Okay, this is going to be a good one. We know that you work with. Oh, please set that.
I was say
Thank you.
I'm enjoying. I'm like taking
we're
this
already
all
in it. We're in it.
I'm in it.
We know that you work with founders, executives, high performers, relationship, helping people build emotional intelligence, helping them get emotionally naked, as we now have coined. I love it. When did you realize that wasn't just like an interest for, you just talked about living in Belgium and that was sort of your disposition, but something that is more, right? Because you've turned it into a business for yourself, an industry, something that sounds like a passion first. So was there a moment for you, or are you good at what you do because that's who you are?
Well, I think there are a few things. I think I needed to learn this work to be successful in my own relationships as a woman, as someone who is an expat and moves around, as a wife, a mother, a friend, a daughter, a business owner. I didn't have those skills. Love my mother, and my dad died when I was 3 years old. So I lost my dad at a very young age. So I didn't understand the dynamics between, men and women. How do women can rely on men? Because my mom was very independent. She was a war survivor. So my mom was pull yourself by the bootstraps.
Survival.
Just survive. So my mom, I love her to death. She trained me for war.
Yeah.
Okay. But when I'm trained for war, I'm most likely in protection. And I always expect that somebody's going to come at me. So my first response would be always reactivity, or if I felt disrespected, which comes with somebody who lived through the war, you need to protect yourself. You need to be the strongest person in the room.
Right.
You need to make sure you are bigger than somebody that is picking fight with you. So I would always win, which is fantastic. I can destroy you with my words when I'm smiling, right? Doesn't really work out well for business, for marriage, for parenting, right? And now I'm in the conflict with a 4-year-old, boy.
Version of you.
Yeah, but I'm looking at my son,
right?
Yes. But I am projecting everything what I've been given, and now I'm looking at him and thinking, why am I so triggered and such a reactivity ball, and it's so intense. He's only 4 years old and he's managing me. He's literally controlling how I lose temper. Right? So first of all, one moment was I understood that even though I had the life I always wanted, I had my degrees, I had a husband, I had a house with the pool and the kids, and the checklist. I was anxious. I didn't know how to deal with my emotions, even though I was very social and outgoing. There was anxiety, there was reactivity. There were some things about my behaviors that I wasn't proud of. So, and I also didn't want to wake up feeling this way.
Yeah.
And the second thing I think for me was I could enter a room and really feel people, not in a woo-woo sense, but in a sense of I'm entering the space because I've been paying so much attention as I started this work for myself. And different cultures, different upbringings, different stories. I could feel people. Are you open? Are you closed? Where is the resistance? Where is the constriction? Where are you an invitation for me to enter your world? And where's this wall, that I am walking into? And when I was younger, I would always think, maybe I'm not smart enough. So this person is not interested in me. And now I understand that if somebody feels like a wall, it's most likely because they're avoidant. So they are completely not emotionally naked. They are dressed up to the bottom with a tie and they cannot breathe, right? That's what it is. So it helped me to understand that we all adapted in the ways we had to, and people feel really lonely. You have the success, again, checkbox. I have the car, the husband, I look pretty, look at my body, right? Like I'm incredibly smart. But I feel lonely. I feel anxious. I don't know how to do this well. I'm so smart. Why can't I figure this out? It's just a completely different perspective, lens of understanding yourself and other people, and just experiencing the world. And I thought to myself, we create so much of emotional pain for ourselves, which we can transform. And then when I understand myself, I will not judge you. Right? Because if I understand you are going through something, the wall is not about me, it's about you. Can I be compassionate? How do I move through the world with those skills? And I think everybody deserves to feel good, not only look good. I don't want my life to just look good. I want to feel good in my life and my relationships. I think that's something. Those were very, life-defining moments for me to go into business.
I've never heard it in that perspective. Sorry not to cut you off, but I've never heard it in that way of feeling good. Like, of course you want to feel good, but if I feel good, like I know that I can put that into a new space and help other people in the same way.
And you deserve to feel good. Like sometimes as women and as high performers, we feel like we have to earn feeling good and we have to suffer enough to feel good. And I just believe you can feel good even today. So even with challenges that you have, you can start mastering yourself and carrying yourself even through grief. I have clients who navigate grief, losing parents or, business losses, whatever that is. And there is a lot of power, personal power in knowing, even if I feel this grief or anxiety, I know how to carry myself through it, how to be my own, coach and mentor to myself instead of feeling out of control and not knowing how to deal with it.
Yeah.
I've got a mental bullet point list of about 18 things, topics you just rolled through, and we could have a podcast about all of them.
100%.
I'm going to start with one, though, because you just said something that I think would resonate with high performers, founders, your clients specifically, and a lot of the folks who watch our podcast, which is sometimes we think we deserve suffering. And that is such a chord that I think is like a subcurrent to why we go after the hardest possible thing in the hardest possible way. How do you even begin to unpack that with someone and shine a light on their blind spots?
I love this question. I have a worksheet for that. I literally
have a worksheet. Right? That's fantastic.
Because when you start with me, the first homework I want you to do is a relationship blueprint, which takes you all the way back to your childhood, right? And then when you answer all the questions about what you did experience and what was lacking, I can already predict your behaviors. And I can see where do we have to transform your pain into joy and love and acceptance and ability to just witness yourself. Most founders, not all, but a lot of founders created businesses out of pain and trauma. And survival. Which was, nobody's there to meet me, nobody's there to hold me, nobody's there to support me. So let me go on this quest. And a lot of founders, again, are very or neurodivergent, or we think differently. We don't fit into the box of 9 to 5, which corporate world is also an amazing career.
Sure.
So we just want to figure it out on our own, because at the core of it is we cannot count on other people. So nobody's going to come save us, because nobody did growing up in some way or another emotionally. And when you get, even today I had a call with a founder, and he created 7-figure business. And, the identity that got you to this level in business is going to become a wall at some point.
That's right.
Because your marriage starts falling apart, or you cannot find a partner, or you are in constant anxiety or numbing out and avoiding and creating habits that are disconnecting you. And so when people come to me, they already have some behaviors that are not serving them. I'm fighting with my wife. I'm single and I'm 37 and I want to be a mother or a father, right? Or we are making 8 figures in a business, but I'm waking up with anxiety. I cannot
Cold
sleep.
sweats.
I'm an insomnia, right? And I'm fighting with everybody. So when we look at the patterns, I just go to the core. So I don't do, we are not coping in my coaching. We really go to the root cause of what started this behavior, right?
Yeah.
How old were you? How does it show up in all the different aspects and areas of your life? And very often, even though you are successful in business, some of the patterns still show up in business. So like if you avoid conflict, or if you are reactive and defensive, you don't only do it. Some people do it maybe only at home, and at work they, play a different game. But for a lot of people, it translates. I can be very defensive at work or very in control. I'm in a control, which provides fake safety in many ways. And then I bring this control home. How does that go with your partner?
How does that go? She said.
How does that go?
I mean, one of my favorite phrases is like, how is that serving you?
Correct. How is it working out for you?
Yeah.
How is it working
How's
out?
that going? Yeah, right. Because that
do you
is
ever
very
feel
telling.
relaxed? Do you feel like you can relax? Yeah, most people. Yeah, achievement. Achievement provides safety in some ways, right? Then control provides protection. I would say not safety, and then perfection provides identity for a lot of founders. So when you come to me, I can see how much in control are we, and you have to be in many ways, right? Because you're running a business and you're managing a lot of money and employees. But achievement alone doesn't provide worthiness either. So we are on this quest of finally somebody seeing us and feeling worthy of whatever we need or want. And very often we wake up one day and think, this is not working out. This strategy.
Yeah. Is this it?
Yeah,
I've done all the things. I've checked the boxes. I've achieved all of the things that, the identity inside of me, that things I deserve suffering has achieved, but I feel no more close to happiness.
Or fulfillment, or like inner freedom and peace where you can let go of things. And so I think a lot of founders started from suffering,
Yep.
and we don't know another way of being. So we think this is normal. And we also hear just hustle, which, listen, we all have to work hard, right? To make a difference. But there's a difference between working hard and everyday suffering.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you feel like working with these high achievers and folks who have set out to accomplish something, because these are smart people?
Oh, yeah, very smart.
And so some of this, I imagine, comes from a realization that the rational mind isn't necessarily tied to the emotional spirit. How do you allow people to see that, and how do you recommend people translate that, right? Because sometimes you can vocalize it and you sort of, you know that you know it, but until you integrate it, you really can't make any changes.
Until you feel it, you can deal with it. That's what I say. You have to feel it to deal, feel to feel. But a lot of people that come to me are very, we live in our heads.
Yep.
Women and men, both. From the neck up, I call it. You are present to yourself from the neck up.
Yeah.
Which serves a purpose to an extent, again.
Yeah.
But in your most intimate relationships, you are unable to connect, because connecting through your mind is only one way of connecting. But how do you fall in love? Through the heart. I have to feel you.
Right.
And I also need to know, how do I feel when I'm around you? When I'm married to you or I go on a date with you, how do I feel when I'm with you? And how do I feel when I'm not with you? Which is all emotional. And people say we are rational. We are all emotional beings.
Yes.
Because even when we are rational because we don't want to feel feelings. And we feel anxiety, so we avoid, which is also a feeling, right?
Yeah.
So it's a process. I will tell you that most of my clients never felt their feelings. They manage them or they cope, right? And then we go through the process of connecting the body to the person, which is a very different experience than just thinking.
Right.
Right. So we go from different angles when we work together. Yes, we go how to change your mindset, the perspective, another way of seeing things. But we also have to regulate your nervous system. We have to make sure that the body knows how to feel safe instead of just fight, flight all the time or the shutdown. So yes, we do somatic work. I teach my clients to close their eyes, which is very weird for them in the beginning. And then they start loving it because it's so foreign. What do you mean? My body has all the answers. And I said, yes, if you are taught. And as kids, I watch my kids. My kids know what they want, what they don't want, what feels good, what doesn't feel good. And because they have safer environment to feel and express themselves, they can trust their body before even the mind, because mind can fool you sometimes, right? Mind can, this is dangerous, you are going to fail. And the body just might have a memory of something that happened which felt unsafe. So until you heal that and integrate that part that felt unsafe or anxious and are supported, you are going in circles. So I always say, when you feel like, analyzing loops, I already know the body is dysregulated. So we need to go into the body, find the part of you. Is it your stomach? Is it your chest? Is it your throat? Right? What feels tight? What feels like there's heaviness? And we work with what's there in the body. And it's fascinating because I can't tell you what will show up. You are the curriculum. I know just which points to touch on. And from the relationship blueprint, it tells me where we need to go.
So you're really retraining people to listen to their gut after they've learned to shut it off and rationalize whatever feeling or situation or circumstance that they are either avoiding or aggressively going after, depending on what your trigger is, right? And what your attachment is.
What your attachment is and what you've been trained to do. If you are trained to be a pleaser, which is more, anxious.
You avoid.
Yes. So, and also avoidant attachment is also anxiety, right? But it just shows in different behaviors and adaptations.
Right.
It's still anxiety. So, with people pleasers, I used to be a people pleaser too. I had those tendencies. We love people. We love to stay connected. But because the connection wasn't stable, sometimes it was there, sometimes it wasn't there. We are the chasers, right? We love to chase.
Yeah.
Okay. And then most likely we attract avoidance because they don't like to be chased. They like to be left alone because that's their adaptation. Or nobody paid attention, or the attention that was paid was negative, which made them feel like my needs are not met and I'm a bother and I'm too much. And so, we attract people based on our attachment, right? And based on what we still can heal within ourselves.
Yeah.
And if you are open, it's amazing. But most people don't know how to relate to their bodies. When we feel anxious, we just react. When we avoid, we just react or shut down. So I teach people, if you are shutting down, how to stay present and witness yourself instead of escaping yourself.
We are not our thoughts.
We are not our thoughts. And we are also not our feelings. We can feel the feelings, but we are not our feelings. We just need to understand what is happening. And I always look at patterns, because patterns are repetitive. So when you are triggered in anxiety, or if you are triggered in your abandonment or not enoughness, why is this repetitive? Where is it coming from? So instead of treating the symptom of, I got triggered today, I go all the way back. Where's the first time when you felt that way? Let's find that in your body. Let's reprogram in your body. And I have people who are on a verge of divorce, where a person was very avoidant, right? The husband, if it's very avoidant, very common with men, and a woman is more anxious. Within 4 months, you are like back to what never was even there, because
Factory
when they got married, it's because we go to the core of the behavioral, right, adaptation, instead of just tell me what happened today. Yes, okay, what happened today? But let's go back and see how many times this happened, how many times we repeated this pattern, and let's really integrate within the system what has been disconnected.
Sure. You're not treating the symptom, you're treating the root cause of the issue.
That's why it's so effective.
So I feel like when people start thinking and talking about their feelings and this type, attachment styles, immediately you think this is a solution for personal relationships.
Yeah.
But you're working with business people and high earners and executives and founders. Yeah. How do you see that translate into their work?
Always. Because you can be avoidant with money. So I always say everybody's funny about money. Okay? Everybody's funny about money.
Yeah.
I have clients who make $10 million a year, and you would think they must be secure with money. No, we are hoarding.
Broke mindset.
We are hoarding. It's the safety. If money was absent, money was not reliable, money was, there was never enough. Even if I have 10 millions and I haven't shifted my identity and I haven't healed that lack of safety, I can look at $10 million and think tomorrow might be gone, right? Which feels in my body like anxiety.
Right.
So, people hire me for relationships, but we do everything because it's patterns. And some people can be avoidant in relationships, but then more anxious and chasing in the money. So it's very interesting work. I enjoy it. Even today I had a client, and he said, I'm just avoiding things that feel hard because, and then we discovered that he's always been a rebel. He never felt like he belonged in the box. So we are doing things who are damaging to his business at this level right now, just because the identity is still stuck at 3rd grade, right? Of I'm going to fight the system that rejects me and doesn't understand me, which got him to the point of making tons of money.
Yep.
But now he's required to completely change his, what's the internal system we are running on? What's the leadership infrastructure within you as a human first? And how do you show up as a leader in your marriage, in your relationships, and your business, right? And with your, wealth building skills. Yeah. Always translates in one way or another.
So as you're talking to people and they're having these realizations, or they're not, at what point do you know, you've pressed too hard?
I'm pretty in tune with people, and I know I can tell from how people respond when to push a little bit,
not
go
everyone
deeper.
Wants to see their problems.
But those are not my clients. I don't work with people that don't want to see their problems. If you want to work with me, listen, this is not for the faint of the heart.
Yeah.
You have to be open to feedback. And all my people are hard-headed, okay?
Right.
I'm a hard-headed, we are very, we are intense people. That's why we do great things in life. Even knowing that, if you hire me, if you watch me speak, if you watch my social media, I'm a very straightforward person.
Right.
I will provide the safety so I'm with you. And I will make sure you always feel safe with me. You'll never feel judged. You'll never feel rejected. And as I provide safety, I'm holding the mirror. So you have to be ready for the mirror.
That's right.
And I will paste it. I will not overwhelm you, right? So every client is different. So again, it's very personal work when we do one-on-one. So I will watch you. I will see your body language, your tone of voice. How comfortable are you when I touch here, or how comfortable when I touch here, right? And so some clients, we can go deeper faster. Some clients will take a little bit more time, which is not a problem because, again, you are the curriculum. I know what I have to touch on, but we are working with you and I can pace myself depending on the client. And all my clients know this is not somebody that I will hold your hand and allow you to just sit in your victim story. And a lot of people cry in my sessions. It's the first time they've ever cried in their life, or they meet themselves or witness themselves in ways nobody ever held space for them. So I tell everybody, when you come to me, you are going to get, emotionally naked without taking off your clothes, which for a lot of people, taking off clothes is so much more comfortable.
That was 21 minutes.
Yeah.
That was actually longer than 21 minutes, and I don't even feel like we got started.
I know. I told you I'm going to be coming back because you can talk about this forever.
I definitely can.
And in business, I'm telling you, people think, oh, it's just relationships. And then people come to me, and when we look at the business and when we look at the money,
it's all tied together.
It might be in different ways, might be in the same ways, but it's always there. It doesn't matter how much money you make. I remember during COVID, we have some friends and, they own businesses and they were making so much money and they were so scared they are going to go bankrupt. And I'm looking at them thinking, wow, no, I already know. Like, what happened in your childhood that you
she's already
right. I'm like, was it your dad? Was it your mom?
Them.
And we don't have to stay there, right? It's not like you are going to talk about this a lot. A lot of my session is truly processing within your own body, which is wonderful and fascinating to watch what comes up for people. I'm always like, what's going to come up today? I don't know, right? But money and love, very connected because you have to be able to receive both. You can chase those, right? I can chase money, I can chase love, but that's still, how am I chasing? And do I ever feel it's ever enough?
Yeah.
Am I loved enough? Am I good enough? Is there enough money? Right? Receiving love and receiving money, it's a very different energy. Am I open to receiving it? Or when I receive, I think I immediately have to give back, or I cannot hold on to it, so I lose it, or I spend it. Or it's just fascinating. Yeah,
I love it.
I love
so
this.
We could do this, yes. But we do have rapid fire questions for you.
Let's go.
Okay. What is the one leadership trait that every executive should develop?
Emotional presence when under pressure.
Man, okay. I'm going to rewatch this.
I will tell you why. A lot of people, especially people who are very successful and very, we are very strong mentally, right? We'll say it. And I have people tell me, I am emotionally intelligent. Okay. And then I ask, so if your wife, right, you are under pressure with your company or your CEO job or whatever you are doing, and you come home and you have so much pressure, and your wife says, honey, I need more of this. Like, I would love for us to go on a date, or I just would love you to just talk to me for a little bit. Like, I have some things that I want to talk through. And she shares her emotions, let's say. Like, I want to be seen more. Whatever she says, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And your first response is, honey, I'm working hard. I'm doing this for us. Like, I cannot do even more for you. What do you mean? Like, don't you see how hard I'm working?
I'm sorry for everyone who feels attacked right now.
Okay, if this is your first,
wow.
if this is your first response, you went logic instead of emotional connection, and you are not holding space for your wife.
Wow.
And this is where, with a lot of men, think, I just need to keep making more money.
Right.
And a lot of women say, can you just meet me emotionally?
That's it.
That's it. And that's such a big disconnection. I think in a divorce, I say, you don't even know what you are missing because you are like missing each other.
Yeah.
You are talking at each other.
Yeah.
Correct. So if you can stay emotionally present under pressure, which means emotionally present, I know what I'm feeling myself, something coming up, but I can witness my wife dealing with something. Both. And all I have to do is not to defend myself, not to tell her I'm doing enough, but just hold space and witness her in her own emotion, whatever that is.
What is the biggest relationship mistake high performers make?
I think most of us, high performers think, I can wait to invest in the connection relationship after I'm successful. By the time you get there, it's such a big gap.
Yeah. It's always going to be.
And more to unlearn.
Yes.
What's the one daily habit that strengthens emotional intelligence?
I love it. Track your triggers. Track your triggers. Notice what is the repetitive pattern of when do I get always anxious? When do I shut down? When do I defend? Right? And when you start really noticing every day, oh, how do I feel? How am I doing? I'm anxious, I'm avoidant, I'm shutting down. And why? So when you start noticing your triggers and the pattern, you will start understanding yourself more if you take your time. And then when you are in the situation, and then when you get into the situation with your partner, you are able to create more space between your response, right? So I think like this really helps you.
We
to
track
create
our
more
food.
Space.
Why wouldn't we track our emotions?
Yeah.
I love it.
Because don't you hear that online? Fuck your emotions. Don't you hear that?
Right.
And this is a problem.
Yeah.
Because we teach people, ignore yourself emotionally. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
No, it does not. We floss our teeth every day. We brush our teeth. We brush our hair. We wash our hair. Okay? How do we manage what we feel? Not even manage, but recognize what's there until there is a pile of that. And then people end up in a divorce and we say marriage doesn't work. No, honey, you didn't work yourself emotionally. You were checked out for 10 years.
No, honey, that ain't it.
No, honey.
You better get that journal out and track your emotions.
Journal. You know what? I will tell you something. I was talking to someone and this woman says, I've been married for such a long time. I think I'm going to leave my husband. He's not meeting my needs.
Yeah.
And I look at her and I said, did you tell him what you need?
Yeah.
And her response was, we've been together for so many years.
He should know. He's a man.
Because I know, because she's attuned,
right.
He should be attuned. Yeah. I mean,
that's not
listen,
fair.
just because I like tiramisu, I cannot predict you like it too.
Yeah.
You know? So learn how to express your needs. And again, were you allowed to express them as a kid?
Exactly.
Were you taught how to express them? So yeah.
So many good sound bites here. Okay. 2 more. What is the biggest thing living across cultures taught you about people?
We are not so different. Human needs are the same. We just express them differently.
Some of us with a RBF.
Yeah.
What's one piece of advice for someone building a personal brand today?
Oh, if you build personal brand, you better get to the bottom of who you are. So you stop showing up as a fake and start showing up as yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
I adore that. Yeah, I adore that a lot.
Well, I think you hear such a buzz term like authenticity.
Yeah.
Well, that is the assumption that you know who you are, right? And I don't think a lot of people maybe do, at least not to the extent where they can convey it in a sincere way.
Most people don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Because if I'm a pleaser, am I really the pleaser? No, you are not. It's just a mechanism that you've learned, right? If I'm avoidant, I used to say I'm so reactive. No, I was not reactive. I was raised to protect myself, which, thank God, helped me because I moved overseas.
Right.
And nobody would, try me because they could feel the energy, which protected me as a young woman in a foreign country. Thank God. But it's not a sustainable skill. And listen, if she's needed, she still knows how to come out, right?
Yeah.
If I'm in a situation where I have to get into protection, I know how to be that person. But that's not a, embodiment of me on everyday basis with my kids and my husband and my clients. That would be very, unhealthy for me. So I don't think most people know who they are. I think most people are still performing for acceptance and belonging and love and whoever we need to be to have the, life that we think we want. And then you wake up and you think, is this even the life I want?
Yeah.
It happens for people. But for most people, unfortunately, it happens when we have big life transitions like divorce, you are losing your child, or your child is sick, or you are sick, you have cancer, or, your mother died, or you were in a car accident. It has to, I don't know, like for me it was the same. I was so used to like being in survival that I didn't understand how checked out I am sometimes from my life.
Yeah.
And it had to get really bad, like to the emotional pain, that I knew I cannot keep living like this. It was very truth-facing. I'm going to look in the mirror and I cannot blame my husband. It's on me.
Ludmila over here with the absolute bars today. We're going to run this back. You have to come back for sure. This was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences. I feel like there's so much to unpack here, and we just don't have the time. So we're going to have part 2.
Definitely. I have all my wheels turning. I'm like, when you're saying certain things, I'm like, I do.
Yeah. Also, I'm like, I need to send this to a few people.
And you know what? It just helps us to know that as brilliant as we are not alone in this. Like, we are all dealing with something.
Yeah.
And if you know that there is a place where you can fall apart to put yourself together, right?
Yep.
And like see yourself in ways you've never seen yourself.
Yeah.
It's such a safe understanding to have. Like, you are not a unicorn. I'm sorry to tell you. You're a unicorn in your own ways, but you are not unicorn in the ways that you are experiencing life or love and challenges. You know, we all have something.
Exactly.
So, and I also believe that if you want to have deeply connected relationships, you can only meet people at the depth of where you meet yourself.
That part. Thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, check all the boxes, do all the things.
All the boxes.
Sign up for our newsletter. This has been amazing. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
We'll see
I
you next
enjoyed
time.
it. Bye.